with us.
Yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right?
And because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over.
Right.
You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
it
sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free,
right?
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, and welcome, as we say. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves out there. We're streaming to over 10,500 subscribers on 3 channels, which is pretty exciting. Hex Token channel. We're on Pulsechain X as well, so big welcome to everybody over there. And of course, everybody over at Superman Crypto. Hope you're doing well. Also, welcome. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to get into the markets in a green again. It's kind of cool. What have we got? Tuesday results for the stock market. We're going to get into that. And of course, it is Wednesday here in good old New Zealand. At the bottom of the world, it's currently midday here at the moment. In the beginning, we're in the future here. We got the title video: "Calling Inflation Boosts Stocks, Crypto and Pulsechain." This is what we want to get. This economic news coming out at the moment. We want it to head in the right direction because the markets are actually quite volatile. The stock market's had a good run, and so this economic news can move it quite violently up or down. So so far, it's coming out the right direction. Now, we're going to get into that with the Producers Price Index, and we're going to talk also about CPI data coming out tomorrow. So that is some of the big economic news at the moment. Life Beneath in the house, how are you today? Very good. It's nice and sunny at the side again, which is kind of cool. Pulse X incentive for the win, 100% as the maxi strategy of this channel. And of course, we like to talk about other crypto as well, and we're going to be doing that in about 2 hours' time, so we'll get into that. We've got Craig Pitt in the house there. Morning all. Hey, Craig, hope you're doing well. And don't forget to get in the chat, folks. Make it lively. I love a lively chat. And get in there. Let us know if there's anything that you've heard about that we don't talk about, and we do our market review. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's bring in the latest. So I'm going to be doing this interview in about 2 hours' time. So this is a second show today. We're doing 2 shows today. This one here is going to be with founder Eric. He's a Hexkin, of course, but also the founder of Dragon X. And of course, that is the #1 killer app on top of Titanx over on Ethereum. So we're going to talk about that. But he's also building for SolidX on Pulsechain. So it's going to be bullish there. So we're getting best of both worlds there. It's a bullish ecosystem on Ethereum and, of course, on Pulsechain. So don't want to miss that. That is going to be on in about 2 hours' time. So don't want to miss that for sure. Interview with Eric. Hit on this link and hit the notification, and you'll be able to get notified. But that's coming up in about 2 hours' time, so don't miss that. And he's a brilliant guy. He's going to give us a lot of insights. He's got some new projects coming out as well, so we're going to talk about that too. So definitely check that out. It's about 2 hours' time on these channels. You'll be able to see that with Eric. Looking forward to that one. All right, let's jump into the stock market. S&P 500. That is doing pretty well. Oh, before we get to that, we've got DGen Hexagon in there. Hey, Superman. Hey, good to see you, DGen. Always a pleasure. A syndicate in the house. Yeah, that's right. The #1 most feared family on Mafia. And DGen is in the house there, part of that. Looking good. Now, we're doing a bit of an X campaign at the moment on Mafia on X. So that's going pretty well at this stage. Don't forget to repost those if you're out on X there. Now, stock market today, S&P 500 jumps as cooling inflation sends yields tumbling. We like that. That's heading in the right direction. Now, we've got the Dow Jones at the moment is up 1%. Now, that's got the top 30 industrials on it, doing pretty good, up 408 points. to 39,765. We've got the S&P 500 up 1.7%, 90 points to 5,434. The NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, is up 2.4%, a big gain on there, 403 points, doing very well on that one, looking pretty good. US dollar up a little bit to 102.45. Let's go to commodities. We can see that West Texas is up 0.5% to $78.72, and Brent oil is just up slightly at $80.98 there at the moment. Gold is just down a fraction, $4 to $2,500, and silver is up 11 cents to $27.90. There we are. That is pretty much it. But the good news, of course, that moved this big stock market moves today was the PPI, the Producers Price Index. It's kind of like the wholesale inflation rate, if you think of it like that. Cooled in July as CPI loomed. CPI is the retail rate. That's tomorrow. Remember, those are one of the two measures that the Federal Reserve looks at. And of course, we've got the data released earlier Tuesday, showed the Producer Price Index only rose by 0.1% on a monthly basis in July. That's good news compared to 0.2%. Anytime you sort of meet or beat those expectations, and particularly beat them, you get a bit of a rally on that in the right circumstances. And of course, we're looking for that on inflation. Annually, it rose to 2.2% versus an estimate of 2.3%. So they expected 2.3, but we got 2.2. So that's good news for us. So we want that to keep running, right? Because we want this bull market in crypto. We need these numbers to come in to help feed that energy, that positive energy into October. Excluding volatile food and energy components, core PPI was flat on the month compared to expected rise of 0.2%, which is fantastic news. Annually, the narrow measure of PPI stood at 2.4% versus an estimate of 2.7. That is a major beating of that expectation. So that's pretty cool. The cooler than expected PPI report offers welcome support for those in favor of near-term rate reduction, which we want, right, particularly for the crypto market. So that's kind of cool. So that's where we are at the moment. And of course, Treasury yields fell pretty significantly there. So that's pretty much it. Let's get into the economic calendar just to show you what's coming up for tomorrow with that CPI data. And we can see that if we go to the week calendar, we can see that CPI is coming in tomorrow. So we've got to basically beat year on year at 3% and month on month at 0.2%. That's what we've got to beat those expectations. We did it with the PPI. Very, very important. Now, we do have one interesting number here coming in on Thursday, the initial jobless claims. And I think retail sales might even be seen as kind of important at the moment as well. So it's coming in on Thursday. But CPI is the big one tomorrow. So fingers crossed, everybody. Keep these green candles up. That's what we want to see. And we know that the next Fed meeting, right? Next Fed meeting is coming up, and it's getting closer slowly, but still 5 weeks away. 5 weeks, a long time. And that's why I say volatility during this period definitely in play. And here we are, 18th September. But the market is expecting at least a 25 basis point cut, with the majority expecting 50 basis points, which is 0.5% basically, or percentage point there. So that's kind of cool. Not percent, but percentage point. That is the play. All right, so that leads us into crypto. And crypto, of course, doing pretty well. Bitcoin, Ethereum was up like big yesterday. It was like up 5% or 6% or something. It had a really good day. It's down almost 1% today, but 2,700. But Bitcoin decided to make a move. How about that? So we're up 1.8% on Bitcoin at 60,536, and we're back over 60K, which is great. This is great news. And of course, they're looking pretty good across the markets. We've got XRP up, Solana up, ADA up, Tron up there, Litecoin up, BNB up there 1%. So looking pretty good today, nice and solid at least. So it's kind of good news. Zooming into Bitcoin itself, we're back over the 60-day on the second day in a row or third day in a row. Well, I guess we closed the first day yesterday, and we've just started a brand new day. So we're just starting a new day here. But yesterday we pretty much got up to 61,615. We're back over the 200-day. The 200-day is at 59,475, and we're avoiding a death cross at the moment. See that? So the yellow line, if it goes below the blue line, that's a death cross with the 50-day below the 200-day. But we're imagining to avoid it at the moment. Fingers crossed, everybody, that we just keep the rally going, right? So that's kind of where we're at the moment. We've got the 50-day at 62,243. So fingers crossed, but we are still expecting, a bit of volatility in through August, September. But September may be shortcut. Normally it's a negative month, but we've got the 18th September with the interest rate pivots likely. That's going to be good news. It may be partially baked into the market, though, by the time we get there. So, we'll see what happens, but still a positive move there. Stock market may pull back like we typically see with interest rate pivots in the past, but maybe crypto continues to rally on into October there. Good news. So that's kind of the play. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum's got a bit more work to do. We have got our death cross in here on Ethereum. It is the 50-day is at $3,055. The 200-day is at $3,073. So there's about a $18 difference there. And of course, we are below that. Unlike Bitcoin, we're below that at $2,700. But hey, look, the ETHE has pretty much looks like it's finished its restructure for redemptions, moving into its new entity. And so we may see Ethereum start to come in with money through the ETFs in the weeks ahead. So we'll keep looking out for that. So that's bullish news, and this here could start to rally again. $2,700 looking good so far. That's kind of where we are at the moment on Ethereum. Same benefit from interest rates and the U.S. economy, U.S. election if Trump wins. Now, obviously, looks like there was 1 billion views or so on Trump and Elon Musk's meeting. Online X conversation that they had, and I posted that on this channel. That was really, really cool. So obviously, honestly, as Elon Musk says it, if Trump doesn't win, we are pretty much screwed. I mean, it's pretty much going to be it. So not just from crypto, because Kamala Harris has got the same advisors as Biden, and they are anti to crypto, right? Because they want control. They're all socialist fascists, just like we see in the UK, right, with the government. Putting people away for the most ridiculous 2 years for the most ridiculous posts on social media, and yet they're letting all the real crimes get off free. It is madness. It's an upside down world, but that's kind of what these people do, right? That's what they do. So there we go. We're at 2,700 at the moment, looking not too bad for Ethereum. That leads us into runes. Obviously, we're picking runes to be really do really well in this bull market. And at the moment, we've got a little bit of a mixed bag. Our dog, our favorite one, is pretty much flat today. It's kind of weird. Down 2% at the moment, flat. It's kind of weird on that one. We'll see how it goes over the next few days. But some of the other runes are doing particularly well. Ryzik up 15%, Back in Nakamoto dollar up 51%. So doing some nice stuff with it. Market cap at 95 million. We've got a few other ones that are flat down a little bit there. $1 billion cat up 21%. And Lobo, another one of my favorites, is down 5% as well. Tends to move with dog, of course. And that is pretty much flat, oddly enough, waiting for some tier 1 exchanges. But a good entry for the old dog at the moment at 300 million. That is a pretty good damn entry on that chart. All right, let's jump over to meme coins. Meme coins at the moment. We've got, what have we got here? We've got, let's go to the meme coins. Where am I here? I'm trying to go to the meme coins. I thought I was on meme coins. Let's go to categories. We're going to scroll down here and go to meme coins. Let's go, bam. And let's sort by market cap. And we can see at the moment Dogecoin up there at $15.5 billion on Dogecoin, up 10% for the week, but down on the 24 hours. So even though Dog's kind of flat today, everything else on the meme coins is kind of down red too on the 24 hours. Not much happening there. Not much love, but mate, that can turn around pretty quick, as you guys know. You can see Dog down there at the moment, pretty flat as well, and is down 0.5% for the week. But we do have some movers. We did pretty much have Popcat up 30%, 3% on Solana chain. So that's not too bad. At 20, we got Dog with that up 20% for the week. There's been a bit of movements, and Mogcoin as well at 15% as some of the leaders there. But Dog just cooling off here. But with this Bitcoin going back up, we might see that start to move today. So keep a lookout for Dog on Ming. We're picking up for the winner there. The number one meme coin on Bitcoin on runes, right? So that's kind of the play. Now, total market cap on crypto is at 2.22 trillion, up 1.6%. That's a nice gain from yesterday. So looking pretty good there, 2.22 trillion. But remember, this market cap is still cheap by world standards as a category. So a lot of room to move for the upside there for the old crypto, is for sure. And that's going to lead us into Pulsechain, day 459. We're going to get into the results. Before we do that, let's get back into the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Let's see here. We've got Gene Hex says Trump 2024 for your children. Absolutely. Should have proof. Read that one, says DJ. That's all good. What else have we got? Brennan in the house there. Howdy, folks. Hey, Brennan. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to the interview today, says Brennan. He's talking about the one, of course, with Eric there from Dragon X, the killer app on top of Titan X, doing pretty good. And also, they're building a big game coming up for Pulsechain. So you want to check that out. So that's going to be a great interview. Don't miss that one. What else? I think that's it. Let's get back into it. Let's go to Pulsechain and have a look at the numbers here. So we've got day 459. We've got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0367, up 3% at the moment, and sitting at 37% of the mean sacrifice price. We've got Pulsex at the moment at quadruple 0207, up almost 5%. The buy and burn, of course, hit some cool milestones yesterday. It is now continuing to rise, though. 951.4 billion Pulsex almost has been burned, 4.71% of the total supply, or public supply, I should say. So that is ticking along pretty nicely. Incentive token at the moment is at $1.94, up 3.93%. The ratio is just sitting just below 53,000, and the supply there sitting at 39.4 million incentive tokens, and of course they're from the Pulsex V1 farms taken away there. Now we've got Hex at the moment. Hex is up just about 5%. Actually, a pretty good move for Hex actually today. This is the best performer today, so kind of cool. We've had some good news around that. We're going to get to that news coming up. We've had some good news for Pulsechain. I'm going to be talking about all that news flow today. Yeah, we've got EHEX at that 1200th of a penny. That's up slightly as well. Total price there is at 6/10 of a penny for Hex. It's still super cheap, but a nice little movement today on the old Hex, sitting at day 459. Not bad. Let's have a look at the charts. Obviously, we've got specific news. We talked about the macro news for crypto and the economy, but we've also got specific news for Pulsechain. And of course, that is Richard Hart. His response to the SEC is going to be coming up. Going to be coming up in a few days, 8 days' time. Richard Hart will have to respond to the motion dismiss. Remember that the SEC put their response out here at the 8th of July. So that's coming up. I think that's a pretty bullish thing. It's a bit like a punch back in a boxing ring. And we know that he's got the dream team of lawyers. So this is not going to be easy for the SEC. We see them losing lots of cases and points of law. So I think this is going to be pretty bullish. I'm actually pretty bullish about that. We got some nice green candles here on Pulse today. 2 nice little green days in a row. And we're starting our 3rd day. The RSI is pretty low, down at 30 here, almost in the oversold territory, and has got plenty of room to move up here for a nice little rally. And, up off the bottom here would be pretty nice place to go. So that is that. And, of course, then we've got the oral arguments in October. So this full mode on this. We've got oral arguments in October. And, of course, the 22nd there, we're waiting for that. And I suspect, hey, look, we could have quite a positive outcome. It's not necessarily, just because we've got the court case, not necessarily a negative outcome. Now, it may take 2 or 3 months, as I understand it, for the judge to rule on this case. But so that could lead us into, December, January, something like that. So that could be the case into the end of the year. So just take a note of that. But hey, look, he's got the dream team. I think the case is pretty weak. And from a layman's point of view, we'll see how we go on that one. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see. All right, so Pulsex is holding up relatively well to Pulse. And you can see it's still holding this angular support. So Pulsex looking pretty good. Still got higher lows in it. So, chart's looking pretty good. The buy and burn's going really well. And look, we've got a bit of a tuning on the moving averages. We love moving averages, right? Good indicator. But we've also got this angular support, horizontal support. And we bounced at that 17,800 mark. Looking pretty good. We're now at 2,100 almost. Doing pretty well on this chart. So in the RSI, plenty of room to move 45. And of course, if we change the ratio to Pulse and we go full chart here, you can see that Pulsex has been the better play, right? Versus Pulse, up and away here at the moment. So kind of cool. We'll see if we get a flippening. We get bullish news around the court case. Maybe later this year, we get a flippening of that ratio, but probably not. But it's still doing pretty well. They will move at different times relative to each other, as you can see in the chart. That does happen. All right, so let's go to INC. Now, INC, of course, you guys know, I mean, they can turn off the INC, right? They can turn off the inflation. They can do lots of stuff. So INC may be well underpriced, right? That being said, of course, there are big holders of INC that can sell at any time. That's always the risk. We see that from time to time. But at the moment, it's holding right in the middle of the trading range here at 53,000 INC, Pulse, per INC. So it's holding up pretty well in the RSI down here at 45. So INC looking pretty good, $1.94. I think it's going to have a huge breakup to the upside. Probably hit $10, $20, something like that. It's going to be pretty crazy when it does it. It's going to get over 61 and then 71,000 and then up and away after 71,000. It is to the moon. So if we zoom in on that a little bit more, let's go order on that. If we zoom on that a little bit more, you can see that breakout line 71. That's just like, go anywhere from there. So it's going to be pretty cool to see that play out, especially if we see some changing in the emissions or if we see a transfer of ownership to the DAO, right? So let's see whether that plays out. Is it going to play out next year? I don't know. It's anyone's guess there at the moment. Hex, of course, been a good little pick, and I've said it's been undervalued. It's definitely a big chance to get in tons of Hex on Pulsechain, and of course we've had 2 green days as well, sitting at 1,400 of a penny, and the RSI moving back up 44 from down 30 or just about oversold territory. So that's kind of cool from Hex. And we've had some good news about Hex. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let's go to eHex. Obviously, eHex rallying as well. We got all the way down to 88,000, is it? Something like that. Down up to 1,200 of a penny at the moment. So a nice little rally there in the old eHex too. Let's go to other coins. We've got Hex derivatives. Hex derivatives at the moment. The best move is Icosa, up 16%. Not bad. A pretty good move. And of course, we know Alex McFurter's been publishing lately, and I was supposed to actually zoom in on that today, but I forgot about it. So I'm trying to do that on another live stream maybe tomorrow. Doing pretty well. Decky up as well, 10%. The 10-year Maximus mining pool for Hex, and the Maxi, the 15-year one. You've got to remember, Maxi's going to be one of the 2 big whales out in the future, along with the Hex Gold Whale. So they're going to be dominating the supply at that stage. That's up 9% at the moment because Maxi, of course, coming out after the Hex Gold Whale. So Hex Gold Whale sitting in the box seat, and apparently Hex Gold Whale has staked a lot of the Hex that the Hex Gold Whale's got. So I don't know. We're going to see another Hex Gold Whale God mode candle. I don't know. That's also out in the speculation. But that's kind of where we are at the moment on the derivatives. Let's go to stablecoins. What else we got here? We got the speculative stablecoins, USD Tether, USDC, and of course PDI, all up about 6 to 8% at the moment. PDI, they're sitting at just under 1,800 of a penny. USD, the other speculative play with the burn in it, is up 3% today, sitting at 707,000. Let's go zoom in on that one quickly. Yeah, just sort of humming along at the bottom there. And the burn's taking a lot longer than people expected. And they're talking about huge, 10, 15 trillion burn. I think it was 10 trillion burn in 5 months. That's definitely not happening, but it's still burning away slowly and surely. All right, so let's go over to the influencer coins. And we got Bromance here from Ben Armstrong, aka or formerly known as BitBoy. Or is he still known as BitBoy? I don't know. You decide. He's trying to win that back in court, isn't he? Up 14% on Bromance. That's Bromance with, of course, Richard Hart. And then we got SolidX there. SolidX we're going to be talking about with the DragonX founder, Eric, who is a Hexkin as well. And we're going to get into that. That's going to be fun. You don't want to miss that one. That's going to be really, really, could be a real value plus there. Now, that's up 6.2% today at $15. We know that got all the way up to, $265. So there could be a lot of value in this game going to be launching on SolidX. It will also rival Mafia GameFi, right? By Jacob, our number one GameFi and DeFi dev on Pulsechain. We got more token there, up 5.8%. Not doing too bad as well. There's some honorable mentions there at the moment. All right, let's jump over to the overall coins on Pulsechain. And we're going to get into some of the big news items for Pulsechain and Hex, because we've definitely had some today. 12.6 million is the total volume, so still pretty low. We definitely want to get 25 million plus, and it is a weekday. And we've got 192,500 transactions there at the moment on Dex Screener. Looking at the top performers, we got this Pulse Dodge up 87%, doing pretty well there. Time Dividend from Internet Money up 15.5%. No, big shout out to KG. What's this? Died $1 there, up 15%. Teddy Bear up 14% there. So we've got a mixed between meme coins, utility coins. What else we got going on here? FGZ, SolidX there, Fugazi up 10.6%, King 2 up 10.5%. So we've got some nice little movers there at the moment. UFO up 7%, Axis there up 6.6%. So we've got some decent ones moving there at the moment. So not bad at all. All right, so that is pretty much it. It's going to get us into the rest of the Pulsechain stats, and then we're going to get into the news. We had some big news here on Pulsechain and Hex, as I say. The gas at the moment on Pulsechain is sitting at 172,000 beats. We've got 0.2 of a penny for a PulseX swap, 100th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 400th of a penny for PRC trend transfer. Ethereum gas at the moment, well, it can't get too much lower than 1 Gwei. I have seen it below 1 Gwei, but that's at 1 Gwei at the moment. We're 427 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment. So there we go. Still doing super well, even with Ethereum at 1 Gwei. Let's go to validators. At the moment, 48,495 validators on Pulsechain and 1.55 trillion of Pulses staked. And now's the perfect time to pick up Pulse to become a validator if you want that passive income, as part of your portfolio. And a diversified portfolio of winners is always good. The bridge, where are we at to on the bridge? As you guys know, I took my snapshot yesterday. So let's bring up the snapshot and we don't have to worry about the numbers. So we're at 93.24, 93.25 million. That is up today. So that's good news. Now, what is up out of that? So we've got another 100,000 in DAI. So that's kind of cool. I'm just looking at my reference point here. We've got, we're down on the ETH, down about 65,000 on the ETH today. USDC, how are we doing now? Oh, we're actually up on USDC, 150,000 USD Tether. We're up 20,000 in USD Tether. EHEX is up a lot. EHEX, because of the low price there from moving up from 1,100th of a penny to 1,200th of a penny. EHEX has gone up a lot there. What's that? Half a million. Yeah, almost $600,000. Let's say $565,000. EHEX is up from yesterday. So that's a good move there from EHEX. Coast is pretty much the same, obviously, and Bitcoin there is actually up about 21,000 or something like that. Wrap Bitcoin is up there, so got some nice little movements going on there. All right, back 93. We're going to get back to over 100 million though, right? That's where we want to be. Let's jump over to the day. So that's day 459. We're going to be starting day 460 in a minute. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump over to some of the news. Before we do that though, let's get back in the chat, see if anyone else has jumped in here. Yeah, Brenda's looking forward to that interview. So am I. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't do too many interviews, do I? So, it's nice to have an interview now and then, especially with, a founder doing some good stuff, both on Ethereum and Pulsechain. It's going to be kind of neat. Sort of stuff we cover in the Strategy Club, which is multi-chain. We look for some of the best opportunities. So if you haven't joined Strategy Club, links in the video description and the Discord. $35 a month to join, but some great value and lots of great tips and analysis in there that we keep the information flow going. So a good place to join there. All right, let's jump into the news. Now, Crypto Coffee pulled this out. Pretty exciting. The PLS just got easier to buy. So Pulsechain Foundation DAO has collaborated with Alchemy Pay to make onboarding easier worldwide. The average available globally, including USA, does have KYC, selfie, and ID. So some people that will not like that, but still has that. Easy to buy with Google Pay, Apple Pay, Visa, MasterCard, Skrill, and more. Process only takes 10 minutes, approximately 5% fee. So the fee is kind of high, but, in crypto, if you can, make it a 2x, you're fine. A $2,000 limit per buy, $50,000 limit if you're a builder and want to integrate Alchemy Pay widget on your app, such as Internet Money. Please DM him privately. There is a cost per SDK per domain, and we'll be able to bargain for bulk discounts. And that is on gainpulse.com. It's my preferred way to buy personally, but it's good. So that there is from Crypto Coffee, and of course you can use USDC to buy Pulse in the app. So that's kind of cool. We had 17,000 views on that, so it's pretty neat. I'm going to post a link to that if you guys want to leave a comment or follow that up. But that is good news for Pulsechain, another on ramp or another way of buying Pulse. It's got to be good, right? So I'll post that here if you want to check it out. Yeah, was it Buy Pulse PLS? And that is the post there from Crypto Coffee. All right, so that is good news. More on ramps, the better, right? More on ramps, the better. And we also had big news from Power City. Now, we haven't talked about Power City for a while, but they've got a new product launched. Amplifier.powercity.io is now live for mainnet on Liquid Loans protocol. So if you're using Liquid Loans, this is bullish for you. What is it? It's an automated front end coming soon to Earn protocol as well. So it'll be on Earn. So you'll be able to use it, for your Pulse and your PulseX collateral, and now and live now on Liquid Loans protocol for PLS. So that's kind of cool. Simplifies functions while automating pre-made and custom strategies, so you don't need to continuously time them. So kind of neat there if you're into the strategies there on that one. So that's kind of bullish news. Leave them a comment as well. So that's the Amplifier. For Liquid Loans, and so you can post that. I'll post that. That's the link there. Give them a follow, leave them a comment, and good news. So we had some big news today on the old Pulsechain there. So nice. That is cool extra feature there. I love the animations, looking pretty good too. Now we also have Robbie Davidson, another great Hexkin. Man, we've got all these great Hexkins out there. Crypto Coffee, Eric, Robbie Davidson, all doing some cool stuff in their own right. So it's kind of cool. But this is some news from Robbie, and he goes, breaking, this is huge. Ninth Circuit disagrees with the district court, finds valid claims in the Hex price manipulation case. Binance and CoinMarketCap face renewed legal scrutiny after appeals court's ruling. So this is super bullish. U.S. court there reopens the Hex manipulation case against Binance. So we thought that was dead. It is alive. U.S. appeals court has rebooted a class action lawsuit against Binance regarding the Hex token manipulation case. Cointelegraph reported Binance US was previously accused of. So that is really super duper news there. Now they're probably going to still play around with their ranking on CoinMarketCap, but hey, look, that is good news at the moment on that one. So let's see where that goes. Now, I don't know whether originally they were talking about everybody that had Hex or something was going to get paid some money. We would end up owning the CoinMarketCap or something. I don't know where that's all going to head, but nevertheless, that's still pretty bullish there as well. So I'm going to post that Hex versus Binance. Many of you may not even been aware of that, but that is kind of cool. All right, so that is good news. So yeah, 3 pieces of good news there on the Pulsechain Hex space. I think we can all agree. So looking pretty good. That leads us into Hex. Of course, we didn't get to talk about yesterday. We're on day 1717 now, and looks like we've had some updates on eHex. Yay! We've got the data. We've got to catch up in the data. Can you believe it? Have we? 717. No, we haven't. I was too far ahead of myself. Crossed my eyes. I think I crossed my eyes. Damn it! All right, so we have yesterday's data though. So for day 458 on Pulsechain, day 1715 on eChain there is 12th of August there. It looks like we had obviously had a price bump. The payout yesterday that I didn't get to talk about because it didn't come out in time was 7.267. So a really good day payout there. Share rate up slightly as well. T shares down slightly, something just below 9,180,000. The reward pool, what that look like? Yeah, real good penalties yesterday, 2.6 million. And we're sitting at 66.7 million in the pool. That was for yesterday's. We haven't got today's data out. It'll probably be out in the next, 10, 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. Yeah, I think after I finished the live stream, I think it just came out after that typical time. It always comes out. So not too bad there. So that is it on that one. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Man, we did it in 32 minutes. Can you believe it? But you guys don't want to. No, we're going to probably do tomorrow's data tomorrow because it's probably going to take a little while. But if you guys haven't checked this out, this is going to be on in about an hour and a half. An hour and a half here. We're going to be having an interview with Eric. He's a Hexkin, Pulsechain. He's also obviously a developer on TitanX on top of Ethereum. And of course, he's going to be talking about his DragonX project, which has been doing incredible in the markets. I think well over 10x. So yeah, on that recently. So pretty amazing. And we're also going to be talking about SolidX, which is on Pulsechain. It's Randy Alaski's Whale Friends project, doing pretty well. And of course, it looks like they're doing some sort of game or something like that on top of SolidX. So that could be a real value add, and you could be able to front run with that news. And what do we say the price of that at the moment? $15, something like that. He's also going to be talking about his bullish new projects. Now, we're going to be talking about 3 new projects probably. And some of them will be Jake Sharp. Some of them will be Eric's here. So it's going to be cool to see that. You don't want to miss that. That is on, like I say, in about 90 minutes, an hour and a half here. So don't miss that. That is DragonX live show. So that is the link to that. If you want to have something a bit different to check out, definitely worth doing it. I think it's going to be an incredible system and probably a lot of money to be made there. Obviously not financial advice, but looking pretty good. And just one of those sort of things that we cover in our strategy club. All right. Without any further ado, I don't think we have any other comments in the chat there. I think we're going to wrap it up today at 33 minutes since we've got a second live show on in about 85 minutes or something. And I'll see you again on that one. Let's play out some cool stuff on the way out. I think we're going to play let's play some music today. We're going to play the Hex song there. I'm going to play that one. I'm going to play, what's the other Hex song gone? I prefer this other one, Hex Go song. Let's see here. Oh, it's on desktop, isn't it? Let's go find that. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And yeah, Scott Harris here, Hex Go. Peace out, everyone. Good news on Pulsechain. I think things are going to be a bit better coming up here. It was still volatile the next 6-8 weeks, but I really feel like we might have some surprises here with the old Pulsechain. So yeah, maybe you're buying the bottom, and maybe that's going to be cool. All right, take care, and I'll catch you in about just under an hour and a half there with this next live stream. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now, I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.